Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Rob here from Southwest Florida Television. You might be looking at this video and wondering where the beach is. I'm wondering the same thing. We are socked in with fog here. It is extremely foggy out here this morning. 65 degrees. Expecting a high today of 80 degrees, right around 80. Where is the Gulf of Mexico? Where did it go? Wow. Crazy, huh? You can just barely see the horizon out there this morning. Comes a pelican flying by. I don't know if you're going to see him. He's right down. There it goes. He's going up now. He was right down just above the water. I'd say the humidity is pretty high right now. What do you think? The air is so heavy you can feel it when you're breathing. Oh. There's a moon shell. I don't know why I find so many of these moon shells. As soon as I hit the beach, bam, there they are. If I could only find a shark's tooth, I'd be one happy camper. I hear a laughing gull squawking away. Yeah, by George, I think that is an old shark's tooth right there. Hard to tell if that's a rock or an old shark's tooth. It might be an old rock. It's got that couple of ridges on it. And it looks like a rock on the other side. Who knows? Listen to that noisy seagull up there. Crazy. Crazy, crazy foggy morning. Hopefully this afternoon it'll clear up. There's a bunch of pelicans out there. Can you see them? Just inches above the water. Wow. Into the fog they go. Can't even see the end of the beach. Crazy. There's a view looking south. Some of our terns are over here. A few terns have mixed in with the seagulls here. Nice to see them here. Smaller birds are the terns. One by one, they're flying away. Huh, that's neat. Great look at the little terns. Now look at our beach as it disappears into the fog. What a crazy morning out here. There's a little tiny fighting conch rolling around in the waves. Boy, that one has some colors on it. Look at that one. Wow. Well, I don't think we'd see a dolphin if it came by this morning. He'd have to come right up on the beach here. Fog is incredibly thick. Look at that, you can just barely see the end of the park here. That is crazy. Walk up the beach here. Go find our friend Roy. See what he's up to. Hey, don't forget to hit that share button. If you enjoy these morning walks, invite your friends. Every morning is different, as you can see. Degrees out here. No red tide. No blue sky. We've been having a lot of fog lately. Looking for some shells here as I'm walking along, but they're pretty sparse. Not seeing much of anything along the edge of the water here. When I come out tomorrow morning, it's going to be pretty close to low tide. The tide is just turning now and just starting to come back in. Looking out here tomorrow, it's going to be low tide. Where is our beach? See Barbara setting up there, Barbara Grove, the shell lady. She'll be out here till 10 o'clock this morning. If you want to learn about shells, come on out here. I'm seeing a lot of pelicans flying along just offshore. Not big groups, just a couple here and there. You will get a good look at some pelicans this morning. They just kind of appear out of the fog and disappear into the fog. The water's really shallow out here. Just a couple inches deep. Here comes another. There's a solo pelican, a lone pelican. They disappear quick into that fog. Wow. Really, it's hard to see the bottom here with since the sun isn't shining. The water is fairly shallow here right now. Look down the beach. I heard an osprey here. I don't see it. I heard an osprey calling out from one of the trees. Beautiful, beautiful little fighting conch shells. There's a nice one here. Nice looking little Florida fighting conch. Not seeing all the shells like we saw yesterday morning out here. Good morning.
What do you do with all your videos?
Oh, it's on Facebook. Yeah, it's live. It's going on, it's going out live, yeah. And then it gets saved on Facebook and YouTube.
What do you
Southwest Florida Television.
Southwest
Florida.
Television.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. A little broken moon shell down here. A couple broken moons. You know, that kills me. Finding them. Look at the colors on that. You see it broken though. That one's, yeah. But look at the colors on that one. That would have been a nice looking moon shell right there. Wow. Here's our friend Barbara. Barbara and Karen. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Oh, we are well.
I don't know about you. I kind of woke up in a fog this morning.
Yeah.
It too shall rise. Just like you got off your bed and said, why do I want to get up this morning?
I forgot my angel wing yesterday.
Well, I was just going to remind you that there's your angel
That's
wing.
not my angel wing.
Was this your angel wing?
That's my angel wing.
Oh, okay. Actually, this is a false angel wing.
That's a false angel wing?
Yes. Yes, this is an angel wing.
So what's the difference?
Very little. And the only thing I can actually see is the size. You think this would be a younger angel wing. But it turns out there's false angel wings and then angel wings.
So what is this one?
False.
That's a false angel wing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because it's a little smaller.
I don't know if that's the only thing. There may
They look
be
identical
something
to me.
that, I don't know.
Huh?
We'll have to talk
You're
to the guy
supposed to-
that named them,
Yeah.
aren't we? Come on now.
Interesting.
now.
A false angel wing and an angel wing.
Well, and Karen found this morning. It's
Nice.
absolutely beautiful.
Yep, nice. First thing this morning.
And here's a color that I love for this oyster.
Oh yeah, you can find some really neat looking oyster shells out
You
there.
do every color.
Yep, yep.
And if you have a question, every size too, and every shape. And if you have a question about it, just turn it over and you will see where it's attached.
Ah.
Right there. Every one of them has that mark
Oh, okay.
in there too. So here's another one. Let's see what it has. Yep,
Yep.
there it is.
Yep, you can see where the oyster was.
Day starting with new information.
Yep.
New,
So you got these are mostly local shells here, huh?
most of them are
what is
from
that?
Wiggins. That's called a bonnet.
A bonnet shell.
And it's possible that you could find one on this,
Really?
but not probable.
A bonnet shell.
A bonnet.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, that's okay.
Good morning.
That's okay.
Yeah, you can take my false angel
Yeah, right,
wing.
right.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a fair trade. That's a beautiful shell, that bonnet.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I love this.
Oh, well, I remember the day last year, and you said I never find
Yeah.
a crown conch.
I find them, but not like this. I found some.
It's
I found
beautiful.
some little ones. But this
That
is,
was right here on
This is
Wiggins.
a beautiful.
Right here
beautiful
on Wiggins.
crown conch.
Most
Oh
everything.
my gosh, that's one of those.
Yeah, that's a bonnet.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff here.
And got the Murexes going with us. I'll put the other Murex over here.
Now that
Yeah,
did you find that here?
I honestly don't know.
Wow.
I don't know how else I'd have even gotten
That
interested
is
in it.
a neat looking murex.
It's not a normal thing. See,
No,
that's the other
it's-
thing that
it's-
happens, Rob, is that because of the tides and the way the moves in the...
Right.
We could get something from Africa on the beach.
Yeah, it is
We
crazy.
could get things from, like, that's probably from the Keys, closer to the
Sure,
Keys.
that makes sense.
But how easy it would be to have it come up here. So you have to keep your eyes open, not just with the real familiar, but sometimes
Yeah,
with the
absolutely. I mean,
exotic.
this is more like, these are what we find
Those
on,
are both,
Yep.
the apple murex and the lace murex.
We find a lot of these.
Yeah.
I find a lot of these apple murexes and these lace murexes.
Oh, something else I found today.
What else did you find?
Well,
this
and
morning?
it's not unusual,
Oh, right.
but it's everywhere, but no one really knows, or
Yeah,
not too many people.
What is the name
This
of that?
is called a ponderous arc.
Like a mossy arc, a ponderous arc.
That's a good way to look at
Yeah.
it, because it,
And now, is that black color the natural color? Or-
Yes.
Really?
Oh, really?
I just
Yes.
thought that was...
like
tar
oil
or
slicks
something.
or
Yeah.
something. No. Now when you're walking down the beach, take a look and you're going to see a lot of these.
Oh, yeah.
And,
And there are a lot of them like this with both halves. I've seen a lot of them lately.
have you really with
Yeah.
both halves?
Yeah.
They must have a strong connecting tissue
A ponderous
arc. And if you notice, usually they just have the black along here. Mm-hmm. But this one is really, I'd say, 75%.
Yeah. I always thought they were just dirty.
Two things today
yeah,
already
that is
now.
something. That is something.
Oh.
Okay, and this is, what are these called? We find these all over the
I
beach.
found that just this morning,
That's a
and I
nice
did it
size
because
one.
of the color.
That
That's
is-
a cordita.
A cordita.
Cordita. And people use those sometimes to make butterfly things, you know, the
cordita
craft. I'm not crafty. I like to sit with my shells and
You
look
see
at
a lot
them.
of them.
Just
A
the way
lot of
they are.
them on the beach.
They're
Well, I've
everywhere.
just
Yeah, but that's a
got
good size one.
jars
That's a little
of
bigger
them.
than...
And the color, they can be any color. This one's very rich. It's kind of like the Florida fighting conchs. They have such that rich brown
Right,
look about
right.
them. This is that same kind of color, too. So, yeah, sometimes you need to know what the common ones
Absolutely.
are.
What is this thing over here? It looks like
Looks like
a piece of
candy.
pastry
One of my
or something.
favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
What is that?
This is called a Wentel trap.
A Wentel
Wentel trap.
trap. A Wentel trap.
Wentel trap. It's really, if I was going to pick a favorite, it would be a Wentel trap. Very fragile,
That is bizarre
so you'd
looking.
find it in a lagoon more than coming right off the direct
And
Gulf.
this one looks obviously like it's broken.
It kind of,
But
yeah.
that is neat looking. A Wentel trap.
It's the design on it takes your breath away.
It certainly does.
Absolutely takes your breath away.
It looks like candy. It does.
Try it.
No.
No.
Like the pastry tube, you know how they...
Yeah, that's what it looks
comes
like.
out like that.
And here's a jewel box. We see a lot of
The
these on the
jewel
beach.
boxes. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
This, believe it or not, is also a jewel box.
Really, what's left of a jewel box?
It's called a corrugated jewel box.
Oh, really?
And see all those little marks in there?
Uh huh.
That means it was killed and eaten by a sponge.
Oh, a sponge.
Like
Like that.
Probably not this one.
Right.
But-
That's amazing. The sponges get it and penetrate them.
When you look around on the beach now,
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of different shells that have all of these dots in them.
Right.
If they have one hole, what that probably means is a carnivorous animal in one of the shells. It could be a moon shell.
Yeah, I find
Yeah, I
a
see
lot
those.
in
I
those.
see a lot of moon shells alive,
And
attached to another shell.
exactly. Well, that means they're probably in the process of killing it and eating
Yeah,
it.
that's what it. That's what
And
it is.
and they drill in, and then they exude or expel a acid, and it's the acid that gets all the way down to the animal.
Like you find a lot of these,
Olives.
a lot with the end missing. Is that
and
from another shell? Taking the
Yes.
end off?
That means that critter was killed.
Yeah.
That must be the most fragile part of the shell.
You find a lot of these
lot of them.
without the tip on them,
A
the
lot of
olive
them.
shells.
When you look into shells, pay attention to whether they're carnivorous or whether they're plant animals, or
Right.
because that'll tell you a whole cycle of
Wow.
how things happen. And speaking of cycles, are you going to allow me to get into my sex life of a slipper shell again.
Sure.
I do
What
it all
heck?
the
We're all
time, but
adults here.
when the Marines were here, they surrounded me when I told them I could tell them the sex
there you
life
go.
of a slipper shell.
So
They
let's
all wanted to know what that was about.
the slipper shell. We see a lot of those. on the
Oh,
beach.
that's why I'm showing you the inside. You can see why it's a slipper
Yep.
shell. And
So tell us about the sex life of a slipper shell.
okay, it's born male. It turns female and lays eggs. Then it turns male again, fertilizes the eggs. So you've got a
Right.
one shop.
One-stop shop.
When I tell that to a group of ladies, they go, mm-hmm.
Now that's crazy.
When I tell it to a group of men, they go, uh-oh.
And does it keep doing that throughout
It
its
can.
life cycle?
It can. And it isn't the only one that does that, but this is such a common one.
So it starts out as a male,
Correct.
turns into a female, lays eggs, turns back into a male.
See the look on his face?
That's
It's
rather interesting.
That's a real life cycle.
And of course, all week long now, I'm going to be begging
that
people
that
to
is-
tell me what this is.
Anybody who knows what this is.
Anybody that knows what this is, and it's attached right there. And maybe the last day I'll open it up. Because right now it seems to be stuck. You know, it occurs to me it might be
That is just
a
so
fossil. It might be a fossil.
It could be.
But, and it's got just the one connection like the ark does,
Right,
like
that
the
is
ponderous ark.
wild looking.
And can you get how it's layered?
Yeah, I mean
I
that is
know.
just
It's beautiful. And even I took it to professionals.
And they
Don't know what it was, but somebody does out there.
Yes.
Somebody does. So
That is
I
crazy
really
looking.
want to know.
yeah.
And
Everybody
then
wants them. We all want
yesterday
them.
I told you about the slit.
Yep.
I won't go through that
The anal
again.
slit.
The anal slit.
She's got all kinds of perverted shells over here.
So if you're walking the beach today, you're going to find kind of like, well, this was another one I just thought was so
The
pretty.
old turkey wing.
And we know about
Yep.
turkey wings and why they're called turkey wings.
Pretty obvious.
They look like it, don't
Yeah.
they?
But they don't taste like it.
Do you know how they taste?
No.
No.
I'm just assuming.
I think we can do that. I think we can. Oh, so and you know I'm going to
What else you
say
got?
something. Well, last week you told me to tell you more about my work in Haiti.
Uh-huh.
So I brought my book that I wrote.
okay.
I wrote this about 4 years
Now
ago.
I can sleep.
And you know what that means? That all these women don't know how they're going to feed their children the next morning.
Wow.
And they have to borrow money locally. And the interest rate is 20% a month.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So how do
Wow.
they make a
You'd
profit?
never get ahead, yeah.
So with their loans that we provide, small loans, then they can pay the distributor for the product. Immediately their profits grow. And then about just a few years ago, they came to me and said, we want to be the distributor. That's how smart. They may be illiterate, but they're very, very, very smart. So you asked me how people could learn about it.
Yep. Where can they find your website? And
The
all that good
website
stuff?
is www.mclubsth.org. And it's called Mothers Clubs of Haiti. And we also have 3,000 men that are in the program because they saw the women being so successful. And they said, we want to be successful because the unemployment rate in Haiti is 80%.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And so this is, and
Mothers Clubs of
remember, I said, don't use the PayPal on our website because we're changing that.
Okay.
So what they need to do, if they'd like to support our work, which is small loans to the poorest
Right.
rural
and that's what I was
people.
going to say. They are small loans. They're not huge loans. I mean, what's
They
the
started out at $40. Can you
$40.
imagine? And it changes their life
That
because
is
they're
just so amazing.
committed. But I told you to send that check to Barb Grove, Mothers Clubs of Haiti, Crosby, Minnesota, 56441. I forgot to put the address in there, so I immediately called the postmistress, who's a friend of mine up there.
Oh.
She said, "No problem. Have them send it. I'll keep it, and when you get back, I'll do it." So it's good to know your postmistress.
Yeah.
Now, do you go on your Facebook page very often?
Probably not as often as I should.
You should go on there more often, because I think people try to send you messages and things on there, and
Oh,
you know, they'll see us here and then they'll find you on Facebook and send you a message with the question.
and they can do that.
Yeah.
I promise.
Like
I
I
will.
sent you a picture yesterday. So you got to go on there and
I appreciate the lesson. I really, really do.
it's
I
not
really-
a lesson, it's a scolding.
Oh, well, I don't appreciate that. You know,
It's-
today's so beautiful out here. I appreciate anything.
It just comes with being famous.
Are you? You
have-
are famous.
No, I'm not.
You are,
You're
Rob.
famous. You've got a Facebook page and you're like Roy. You don't check it.
I don't.
I can't. I have tried and tried to show Roy how to get on Facebook, and
I promise. I didn't
Okay.
bring my computer down when I'm visiting. I'm visiting until next Monday, and then I'm going. Guess where? Northern Minnesota.
Yuck.
Pray for me.
Yes. Yucko.
No, but
But the good news is you're going to be back.
I'm sure planning on it. I'm sure planning on
You're
it.
going to come back and winter down here. We're
I have
so
to be
looking
with my
forward to that.
beach family and my favorite beach in the universe, and there's a lot of reasons to come down here. And it could be the minus 51 degrees that it reached up in my community.
could be a
a
part
little
of it.
bit of that too.
You can have it. Ugh. I want to go up and... Oh, he snuck up. Where was
Speak
he
of
at?
the devil. Huh?
Where was he at? He came out of the fog. He disappeared out of the fog. Where were you? You didn't go up to the end this morning?
Well, no, I went down there. I went up there, and then I went down this way. I was looking for that sand sculpture that Bill's always talking about.
I didn't see it. I saw some old ones up there.
Well, some lady said there was some bikini sculpture or something, bikini girl there up near the trees, but I didn't.
A
find
bikini girl.
it. Yeah.
And you
Well,
want
anyway,
to see that?
Bill's always saying what an artist is.
Yeah, that
French
guy.
he is.
He's done some neat things. Last year he did some huge flowers and things on the beach.
So Bill said I should come down and see, but I couldn't.
I couldn't
Bill
find it
wasn't there
either.
yet, and I couldn't find it. How you doing there, Barb?
You know anything about this?
Yeah,
That
it's
is somebody. That is somebody's chair.
my throne chair.
It wasn't there yesterday.
Well, it was
Yeah,
up
it's
the
been
beach
up
here more.
up there, but I thought that was yours, Barbara. I thought you were going to tell us about
I'm
it.
not sure I'd even fit in that chair.
I'm gonna give it
I'll tell you what. I don't
if
think
you'll
you.
pull me back.
Yeah, I was
out,
going to say you're not going to be able to get up out of it, Roy, if you sit in there.
Well, are you gonna pull me back out if I? sit
Maybe
down?
later. Maybe later today.
You're going to leave him here with
Yeah.
us, right?
Just
Later, never.
whatever you do, don't sit in it and fall backwards.
I gotta get up in time for pizza tonight at 5.
This will be interesting. Oh,
It's
Roy.
a long way down.
It is a long way down.
I don't know.
You
about-
sure you want to do this?
Yeah, I'll get down if you can pull me back up.
I'll get you up. Just don't knock it over.
No, it's pretty solid.
It's quite the chair.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All you need's a cushion.
Hey, bye, George.
That is
Where's
awesome.
my crown?
Roy, that is awesome.
It's really comfortable.
It is comfortable.
Yeah.
I got to get a picture of you. Well, I'll take the picture when you get your harmonica out.
Oops.
Stay where you... Yeah. Karen, would you... So I don't have to get up when you're finished with that.
I'll send them to you, okay?
You are something else. Let me take your picture while you're there.
Come.
Barb's gonna go for pizza?
5 o'clock at Leone's.
Interesting.
Should be a good time.
Well, now that I got you here, let's hear some more music. Let's hear another tune. Now that you're settled in.
It's a very good time to see your Tootsie Wootsie in the good old summertime.
Oh boy. So,
How about singing with me, Barb?
Okay.
oh, sing along.
And what's your friend's name again?
Karen.
It's
Karen.
Karen.
Oh, that's Karen.
What's your friend?
I didn't recognize you.
Ooh, right.
You got a new hairdo or something.
Yeah, this today I would just look like Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, you fooled me with your hair.
You owe her your life.
Karen.
You better remember.
What's your
who
name
that
over there?
is.
Huh?
You better remember who it is. She saved your life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I just hung out and looked at your pictures. Oh, don't you wish that we could hear it ring? Yeah.
Your coral bells. Oh man.
What
So-
a good time.
I forgot to check the chapters in the book. I forgot what chapter 11 is. Did you check?
Yeah, I did look. What the heck is chapter
I
11?
forgot to look this morning when I came out.
Accidents?
No.
Bankruptcies?
Bankruptcy. No. What the heck was it? Who's got Roy's book? What's chapter
I
11?
can't remember.
Can somebody tell me what chapter 11 is? You can actually look it up on Amazon and pull up a preview of the book and see the
Yeah, I
chapters.
thought it was accidents.
No, we already talked about accidents. That was like
We
number
did?
9 or something, yeah.
Huh.
Hopefully somebody
Oh,
can...
I think it's exercise.
No,
Yeah, it's exercise.
no.
Pretty sure.
I think exercise is further down. Well, it doesn't matter. We can talk about exercise. Can always skip
Well, I
ahead.
know the chapter says that there's been an awful lot of talk about exercise, and it's a great idea. But my suggestion is you do something you really enjoy for your exercise. That way it doesn't get kind of put off. And also, first thing in the morning is the best idea. Otherwise, it gets lost in the shuffle of the day. So a good idea is if there's a park nearby your place, come out for an early morning walk. It's wonderful. All the birds are singing, and the air is all nice and fresh, and the sun comes up, hopefully.
Yeah. What if you're up north and it's 50 below?
Well, you go out with your snowshoes or your skis. It's wonderful.
Very exhilarating.
Cross-country skiing is really a delight.
Yeah.
That's really fun. And snowshoeing is good, too.
Oh, yeah. What are you
So-
scratching your leg for down here?
Oh, because it itches.
Well, don't do that.
Why don't you ask Roy about the lovely German ladies that came yesterday and gave him a big, big hug?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
all
saw
the
that
way
on
from
Facebook.
Germany.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was-
goodness. There was a
that was
twinkle
Ina.
in her eye
Ina,
for Roy.
Ina Treed and her mom.
Yeah, and her mom. How
Well,
about
they
that?
came to see him at the rehab.
all the way from the
Oh,
old
yeah.
country.
And brought him a gift of
Yeah, a
of
great big,
made out
a
of
great
the-
big giant cookie.
Yeah, and I still got it hanging in my kitchen.
Hey, you
That-
got women all over the world
That
that
big
love, that
heart-shaped
love you.
cookie with nice saying on it. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear more about exercise
Well,
and the and why you think it's so
also
important.
I think in the book I suggested if you're getting creaky, to get a pair of crutches. You have to swallow your pride to walk with crutches, but it really works. You got 2 extra legs, and you don't. If you're going to stumble, you don't fall because you got 2 more legs to hold you up. That really works good. So it really pretty well eliminates falls, which is an important thing too.
What about walking sticks? You used
Well,
to have,
I
you used
did
to have
try
some
walking sticks, but
years ago.
they're nice and all, but you can't put the pressure down on them that you can on crutches.
Oh yeah.
So that's suggested too.
Well, and I agree. Exercise is important. We get a little bit out here.
Well, and then I think the article in my chapter in my book also suggests says that a big requirement is exercise of your brain.
Aha.
So that's a big area, and I think that a lot of people ignore that after they're required from their work, which exercises their brain. But after that, you should do something really that really challenges your mind, like playing chess,
You got that
joining
right.
a chess club, or things
Reading
like that.
books is good for your mind.
Huh?
Reading, just reading, doing a lot of reading.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah, your brain is
and
probably the most important muscle in your body.
and
huh?
you can do mental arithmetic.
Your organ.
I'll tell you, mental multiplication, that's pretty easy. But
Yeah.
mental division, that's one that really exercises the old brain.
Yeah.
Mental division. So work on that if you want some brain work. You can just sit here, any place is beautiful, and try to divide numbers. Believe me, that's a job.
It is. Doing math in your head is
Yeah.
division is tough. Division is
So
tough.
you don't need all kind of things to exercise with. Other chess is good. And I
We're gonna
suppose
have
there's
you're
other
gonna
games
get company down here a little later.
and other games
you
are
bring the
good,
book?
too.
Where's
Good
your book?
morning, Good morning.
How are you?
Where's the book, Roy?
Huh?
Where's your book with all the pictures of the boat? Here's the pictures of the Iowa. Remember
Oh, I
he's
got it in the car.
He's coming here at 9 to
Yeah, tomorrow that is.
no today. Thought he said today.
It was going to be Wednesday, I think.
Oh, I thought I heard Bill say tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
I got it in the car.
Well,
if
you
I
got
knew.
it, so yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Good morning.
Awesome. Oh, so you got any other words of wisdom for us today?
Well, that exercise is quite a big area. Your body and your mind. And it wouldn't hurt to exercise your soul a little bit too, and when you're thinking about God.
Exercise your soul? I'd never heard that one. That's a good one.
Body, mind, and soul, you got to exercise
Mind,
everything.
body, and soul. There you go. So how do you exercise your soul?
How?
Yeah.
Well, you pray,
You pray?
and you think up new things to pray about, to be thankful about. So that's exercise when you're trying to dream up how wonderful everything is and include it in your prayers.
That's some good advice. You always come up with some good advice. That's for
Well,
sure.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you do, Roy. Yes, you do.
But, ah,
So
hey, how about that?
what do you want to do? Do you want to sit here, or do you want to get up, or what do you want to do?
Well,
I want to walk down the beach a little bit and then come back here.
what
do you wanna do?
Get up. I'll get my own share. And
You're going to go get your own
where's
chair?
Bill and Stella. I want to find that sand
I want to get a
sculpture.
picture of you in there before I do that. Before you get up, I want to get a picture of you in that your beach throne. That's just.
Are you coming to Pisa tonight?
I don't think so.
Oh,
No.
it's a good time. Well, I think Jenny Wren is stopping by today. Maybe
Jenny?
she's
Well, she
pretty
goes
good.
to pizza with you, doesn't she?
Well,
doesn't
she
Jennifer
said
go?
She can't today. She said.
Oh no.
Are you going to give me a tug up?
I will give you a pull up.
I think I need a tug.
Hopefully, you won't pull me down.
Otherwise, I'm never
Just
gonna
grab
get up.
on. Ready?
Wait a minute. Up.
Up
Oh,
you
good-
go.
Good show.
Up and at 'em.
Oh, you got a lot of good strength there, man.
Look at that chair. That is funny.
It's amazing. I thought it'd be it's pretty comfortable.
It is something. It's an old stump. An old piece of a tree trunk.
Yeah, it was laying up the beach here.
Makes a great chair.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to wash away in the high tide. So you're going to go get your regular beach chair?
I think
All
I
right.
will.
I'll be back here. I'm going to walk down the beach a little ways. See if I can find a couple more shells. Then I'll be back here.
Come add to the table.
Yep, more shells for the table.
Am I still
You're the
having to
guardian.
keep that?
You're the guardian
Got it.
of my false angel wing. I still wouldn't know if it was a false one or a real one if I picked
Well,
it
I
up.
don't have my best book here, but I've got a couple books. I'll look them up while you're gone.
All right. You're going to be here till 10 today.
Yep, about 10:30.
And now you said all week. Does that include Saturday or just up to Friday?
Just up to Friday. It'll
Okay.
include Friday.
It will include Friday.
And then all of next January, February, and March. Pray for me.
God willing.
God
Yep,
willing.
absolutely.
We'll be here.
All right. Come by and see Barb. If you can find her. You can barely see the end of the beach down here today.
If you see Bill and Stella, tell them I might be sitting back in the car getting warm.
You cold out here today?
No, it's not cold, but I want to get my chair out, but I don't know about sitting out in the chair and this.
It's just humid. I think it feels nice. It's just, you can almost feel the air when you breathe. It's so heavy, so
It's
humid.
heavy, all right.
All these people are getting all the good shells ahead of me here. What time is it there, Barb? Almost 9, huh?
10 minutes to 9.
All right.
It's still foggy, but they promised us today that
They said it's
it's starting to lighten up.
Yeah, they said it's going to be clear. Later.
Sunny and bright.
Yeah,
and
later today.
Florida.
Really?
That's Florida for you.
The way it's
We love it.
So it's gonna
We
be-
go through all seasons in one day.
burn off and
Yeah, we
get good,
do.
huh?
What's that?
It's gonna get nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to get real nice.
Real nice.
Oh, stick around.
Roy's new beach chair. That is a hoot.
I don't think all of us would fit in it, but Roy definitely.
I wouldn't be
fits
able
in
to get
that
out of it. I'll be right back. I want to just finish my little walk here. I was looking for some shells, and now a bunch of people kind of beat me to them here. I hope they're amateurs, not novice. I hope they're just... Man, there was a lot of them too this morning along here, darn it. Ooh, there's a nice little olive shell. And it has a little hole in it. If you remember, we were talking about this earlier. This is another animal, another shell. Actually drills into that and gets the animal inside of it out. So there's an olive with the hole in it. Barbara was just telling us about the olive shells just 10 minutes ago. I'll give that one to her so she can show people, use it as an example. Anything else down here? Hey, if you enjoy these beach walks, please hit the share button. Tell your friends. As most of you know, I don't get paid to come out and do this. I love doing it. Make sure you introduce yourself here if you're watching for the first time. Don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to get involved in any of the conversations you might see going on. That's what these beach walks are all about. Making new friends, bringing people together here on Facebook, on social media. As you can see, it is a very, very, very foggy morning here in North Naples, Florida. There's another broken moon shell down here. Piece of a old moon shell. I'm gonna walk out into the water here. I got sand all over from my knees when I was kneeling down talking to Roy. That water feels good. I really don't know what the temperature of the water is here. No clue. I've been hearing it's around 60, I guess, would be my guess. I've seen on the board, it looks like it said it was 65 at the ranger station, but it feels cooler than 65. It's a nice big piece of coral. Look at that. Big piece of coral. Morning.
Morning.
There's one lone white ibis all by itself. Oh, we saw a big group of them yesterday, a big flock of them. Saw them several times walking up and down the beach. There's just one lone ibis. Where's all your buddies? What is this? Look at that. A little baby crown conch. That's a little tiny baby crown conch. If you enjoy these beach walks and you want to make a little donation, a little contribution, send me a tip, whatever you want to call it, it's always appreciated. Nobody pays me to do this. I do spend a lot of time out here doing this. A lot of time and energy. And I'm out here for all of you. Of course, it's not a requirement. But if you do want to send something, you can find a link to my PayPal account in the description of this post. It's always appreciated. Every little bit helps. I use those monies to pay the phone bill. Keep the phone turned on. Without the phone, there would be no beach walks. I'm just slowly strolling along here, killing time. A gentleman is coming out here to chat with Roy. Look at some pictures of the Iowa. Roy was stationed on the Iowa, the battleship Iowa, during World War II. Well, actually the tail end of World War II. And this gentleman coming out to the beach, he was stationed on the battleship Iowa during the Korean War. So Bill, Sharktooth Bill, our friend Bill from Canada, a couple of years ago put together a really nice book of photos of the Iowa and gave it to Roy for his birthday. And the gentleman's coming back, and Roy brought the book, and they're just going to sit and look at pictures and reminisce about the Iowa. So that could be very interesting. He's supposed to be out here about 9. So you definitely want to listen to that. Roy was funny this morning with that big log. Big piece of an old palm tree. But it did make kind of an interesting chair. Oh, so sad, so sad. Dead blue crab down here. Beautiful crabs, but sad to see them dead. Look at how blue. Look how blue those claws are. Just amazing. The blue crab. Probably another casualty of the red tide. We don't have red tide here along our shoreline, but it's always somewhere lurking out in the Gulf, as Roy says, skulking out in the Gulf. That sure what that is or was. Neat little shell though. Another little olive shell with the end missing. Not a whole lot along here this morning. That's all right. Still fun to come out to the beach no matter what. No matter what we find. And as long as Roy's here, we always have a good time. Gonna walk up here a little further, then turn around. And another little crown conch. I've seen a lot of these little baby crown conchs on the beach. King's crown, they call them, the king's crown. Friend Barbara's got a beautiful one sitting back there on her table. Barbara Grove, the shell lady. She'll be out here today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 till about 10:30 with her shells on the beach. She's there to answer questions, share her knowledge of shells with you, whatever. Just stop by and talk to her up in Area 4. Great lady. Pelicans. Oop, that was a little snowy egret that took off there. Some pelicans in the background. There's, look at that, right on cue. Yeah, what's new?
Oh, not much. Taking it easy.
Find anything?
Yesterday afternoon.
Oh yeah, something good? Oh, nice. That's a nice sized shark's tooth there.
Yeah, little guy there.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday afternoon.
That's better than nothing. Yeah.
Hey, keep looking. Keep
Yep.
looking.
Yep.
There's a few things here and there.
Yeah. Nope. Giving Bill's secrets away. You see where he's looking? Right along the edge of the water. I forgot to ask Bill about the gentleman from the Korean War. If he was coming today or tomorrow. I thought I heard Bill say today, yesterday. Roy thought he said Wednesday. So we're going to find out if it's today or Wednesday. Whichever. I'll be here to capture their conversation, whichever day it is. Boy, not seeing a whole bunch of shells here this morning. A lot of broken stuff, a lot of broken shells on the beach. Love to see a dolphin come by now that the fog's starting to lift. Starting to get a little better view here out into the Gulf. Well, this morning it was just incredible how thick the fog is. It's still thick. Man, it's still thick out here. Look down the beach. Extremely thick. Look at that. I'm gonna go back and talk to Roy some more. He's sitting in his car. One day, not too long ago, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, Roy and I wound up having our morning conversation in his car. It was raining so hard out here. That was a fun morning. Him and I got caught in the rain walking on the beach. Roy was in his glory. He loves the rough weather out here. Well, there's a lot of people up the beach on the other side of the pass. You can't see them. I can just barely see them through the trees up at Barefoot Beach. Bill walked around the trees out there. It's kind of rough if you don't have shoes on out in the water up here. Just take a peek at Wiggins Pass real quick and turn around. Walk back down. It's so much nicer when you could walk along the beach and get up there. Now you got to take this back way here through the woods on the nature trail. There's a little trail to the left or the boardwalk here. You can go either way. A lot of people like walking on the little trail here. Isn't it amazing how the weather changes so dramatically down here? I mean, it's changed dramatically up north too. It's gone from minus 40 to plus 40. That's pretty dramatic in less than a week. It's actually crazy. Oh boy, there's a few people up here at Wiggins Pass this morning. Be coming out of the woods here in a minute. Coming out of the woods. Huh. Yeah, quite a few people up here. Quite a few people up here shelling. Boy, it's kind of busy up here. Finding anything good?
Do you know how you say sometimes it's there? And
Yeah,
then
you just have to
it's
stop
gone?
and look.
It was a tiny little whelk, and I don't. These are my good ones. These are just as you call them. Every time I used to see you walk by them, I'm like, no, I want to fill my lamp with just conch.
Oh, that's a great
But
idea. Yeah.
Last year here, I have no idea what kind of clam this is, but it was the most beautiful green and blue, but it was
Oh, yeah.
alive. So this was just a half.
Piece of it, yeah.
I have no idea. Somewhere in there is a little murex, which I was very happy to
nice.
find.
Today you found it?
Yeah, a little tiny. Wait a minute, let me see if I can.
Oop.
Oh,
where'd it go?
Oh, I don't know. And if that was my
There it
murex,
is,
I'm
right
gonna-
there.
Where? Am I looking right at it?
Yep. Yep.
It's like,
A
please.
little apple murex.
Yeah,
Nice.
tiny. For me,
Yeah.
that's like my first of that. These are all my tinies, you know, just, there's another little one
Yep.
and just a little baby conch, you know. Oh, and look, I thought of you. We have a
Absolutely.
couple other ones.
Nice.
Oh, where you were talking to Roy, there were two huge ones that were broken. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, the colors were gorgeous.
Oh, that one was beautiful.
We never find
That one was
big ones.
beautiful,
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah, but he gives up. He's done.
Oh,
He
yeah.
ignores
He
me.
walks too fast.
And off camera after. That's not
He-
mine.
he's
Mine's
walking
down,
too fast.
Way down there.
I walk too fast.
Yeah, you gotta
Later,
walk really
you
slow.
have to decide if you want to do something besides PayPal. For those of us old fogies that don't like to do PayPal.
Oh,
And I don't know that you really want to publish your address, but
Yeah.
I forgot I would see you today. But so
All right.
think about how you want to.
oh, okay,
For
that's
those
sweet.
of us that
That's
would
sweet.
like to,
Okay. All right,
you know,
that's sweet.
well,
Thank
it's
you.
because of you, and I will tell your viewers this is like my 6th year. I look differently now
Oh,
since your
absolutely.
beach walks.
Absolutely. And it's
So-
like, I swear, the slower you walk, I mean,
That
I will
was it.
walk, I'll find something that I missed every time when
I
I'm
know.
walking back.
Well, when you were talking to Roy, I was like, "This is the pile. I have to stay here.
Yep.
Look what I'm finding." And it's
I
all
was
the little
watching
ones.
everybody walking behind me. I'm like, darn it, I'm missing all these shells. People are getting them.
It is like an addiction.
Yeah, it
I
is.
came out early this morning. We were here by 8 when it opened, and I'm like, look at all those people.
I
up
know.
there. And they were all up at 4, and we settled down at 2 for the day. So I was like, they got them all.
Yeah. It seems like they're all up at this end, more up
Yeah.
at the north end right
Even
now.
last year, where the steps used to come out at 4,
Yep.
was the best.
That's where it started.
On this
Yep, that's where the
beach.
shells
So, and
were.
occasionally right through here.
Oh, yeah,
But,
there's some
you know,
here.
I mean, there's
And
some everywhere.
Oh,
But
yeah.
The big part, yeah.
constantly changing.
But I wanted to see it because I had never, the sandbar wasn't there last year when we were here. So I was telling my husband, come on, hurry up, I want to go while there's low tide. And we got here, but it wasn't as low as I've seen it with
Right,
you.
right.
But all
I
good.
have- All we need are some dolphins. I'd love to see
I
them
know,
come
he
in here.
saw one yesterday.
Did he?
I'm up here shelling away, oblivious
And the
to
dolphin
everything.
was out there?
He was sitting back in our chair, 5 feet from just right here.
Oh,
just swimming
that's
for the
amazing.
fish.
It's
And he
amazing.
goes, did you see it on your way back? I'm like, see what?
Yep.
No,
they can
my
sneak
head
up
is
on
like
you. I mean,
this.
I've been walking along shelling, all of a sudden I hear,
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a dolphin right behind me.
I know. And this is the kind of day with the older guy. I love it like this.
You like this?
Yeah. See, I'm soaked. For
Yeah.
those of you that are looking, no, I did not swim. This is fog from like like 7:45 this morning. This is literally drenched. Yeah.
But this is,
But it's
yeah,
different.
I mean, this
for-
it's not cold. I mean, that little breeze is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this to me is like the ideal temperature right
Well,
here.
me
So
too.
it's clear.
I was walking with Roy earlier before he sat down with you.
Oh,
down
okay.
the other end.
All of a sudden, he came walking out of the fog. I was coming up
Yeah.
here. I'm glad I didn't
we
walk up
were
here.
down there talking, and I said to him, when you don't live near a beach, anything is wonderful. The fog is wonderful.
Oh, absolutely.
The stormy days are wonderful. The sunny, it's all different. Because where I live, there's snow now, which he said,
Yeah.
oh, it's so beautiful. And I'm
Tell
like,
everybody where that is.
oh, upstate New York, north of Albany, New York.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the temperature up there?
Saratoga. Oh, actually, today I think they're like 50. They went
Oh,
from
well,
below zero,
Isn't that, I was
and
just
in
talking
3 days,
about
it's crazy.
how extreme.
Yeah.
How extreme in less than a week.
Yeah, we left last Wednesday morning, not even a week ago. Had to snow blow the driveway. We had a foot of snow before we left,
Ugh.
and thank God the whiteouts were right behind us. But yeah, they got lambasted in below zero temperatures for 3 or 4
You
days.
drove down. Yeah, did you hit the rain when you were coming down?
We
You missed that big rain?
little angel right there
Wow.
the whole way.
Because that was a big storm that came across.
I know. I'm telling you, we had the best
You
drive
did.
down we ever had. Shh.
Well, there you go. Well, now you're going to find some great shells.
I'm hoping you have a wonderful
All right.
day, and all your viewers.
All right.
too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Yeah.
That is the best part of doing these beach walks, is meeting our friends face to face out here on the beach. And I have met so many great people from all parts of the world. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna head back down to Roy. See if he's out on the beach or if he took off. Maybe I think I'll take the boardwalk. It's a little easier walk than walking through the woods. Quite a few of these little boardwalks and throughout the park. It's fairly easy access to the beach from the parking lots. This one here takes you, as you probably figured out, right out to Wiggins Pass from parking lot 5 at the north end of the park. Also, how's it going? Also takes you over to the observation tower. I don't know if it's open. You really can't see anything anymore from the observation tower. The trees have gotten taller than the observation tower. At one time they were talking about adding a new level to it, but I don't think they have the funding to do that. That's the little trail we walked on earlier, right over there. Morning. We've had several conversations on this bench, Roy and I. Always gotta remember to look up in these big pine trees when you're walking along. You might see an osprey or two sitting up there. You might even get lucky And see a bald eagle. I saw one perched up here one day. I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. There was a bald eagle sitting right up on the top of this tree here about 6 months ago. It was so cool. So cool. You don't see them very often here. Very rare occasion. That beach has disappeared on us. Look at that. Just incredible how different it is every morning when we come out here. We would be able to see a dolphin if it came out. It's nice and flat out there, and there is enough light. I don't know if the camera is going to focus if I zoom in on it. But I think we'd be able to see one. It came swimming by. No red tide here. Water's nice and clean. Hard to tell. No sun. This is where Bill is always looking. And find any more? Nothing?
That's all right.
More for tomorrow. It is really flat out here. Really flat. Got to love it. The air is so thick here, you can almost cut it with a knife. Humidity is so high. Sorry, somebody was texting me here. Sorry about that. People looking for shells out here. The lone paddleboarder way out there. Slipping off into the fog. texting me for a ride. I drive a lot of friends back and forth from work. Hey, if you enjoy these beach walks, if you're feeling generous, you want to send a little tip, it's always appreciated. Whether you send something or not, I appreciate you following along here. If you do want to send a little something, you can find a link to my PayPal account in the description of this post. Every little bit helps, and I really appreciate it. Here's that little... Oh no, there's 3 of them now. There's 1 white ibis out in the water. Oh, 2 white ibis. Two white ibis, a little seagull up here. Nice close look at a white ibis. Looking for something to eat. Morning. Well, maybe Roy was right. I don't know. Maybe that guy is going to come tomorrow. I swore Bill said yesterday, he said tomorrow. Or they might have changed it after I left. But I don't see Roy here. He said he was going to go sit in his car. He said he was cold. Ooh, a little bit of sun breaking through. Look at that. Some sun trying to punch through the fog here. Love it. What you doing there, bud? That's a pretty big seagull right there. Just checking everybody out walking by. Just a little bit of sunlight hitting the beach, not much. Barbara up there giving a little shell talk to some people. Remember, she's going to be out here every morning until this Friday from 8 to around 10:30 a.m. up here in Area 4 with her shells. Come on up and see her. Be more than happy to share her knowledge with you about seashells. And if you find something on the beach, you want to ask her what it is. If she knows, she'll give you the answer. Barbara Grove, the shell lady. She's up in Area 4. Oh, now some nice sun coming out here. Where did Roy? We lost Roy?
Yeah. We tossed him back.
You tossed him back.
Yes,
thought he was coming back down, but I guess he's either still in this car warming up or talking to
It's so nice out here.
Yeah, it really did.
It's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here, I picked these up for you, Barb, just so you could show people the
You
olives
know,
without
there's-
the ends.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the word. There's a plethora of olives on the beach today.
There is. There's a lot of nice ones. Those are missing the tips.
And that says what?
Somebody was hungry.
Somebody like an animal in a shell.
Yep.
And this is a possibility.
Yeah, the moon shells.
The moon shell.
As pretty as the shells are.
Or this one with its blue eyes is called
Yeah.
Paul Newman's eyes.
Oh, blue eye.
Now
Those
it
are my
takes a
favorites.
certain age to know just what we're talking about, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Won't
probably.
admit it.
Paul Newman. Uh-oh.
No, they're tough.
Can you get it?
Yeah, Karen's got it.
Blue-eyed Paul Newman. He used to race up there at Brainerd back in the old days.
Bless your heart.
I did a video on the history of Brainerd, BIR.
Well, and I live just 12 miles away from Brainerd
Really?
in Crosby.
Wow.
Crosby, Minnesota.
Wow. Yeah.
The
Wow.
the venue for mountain biking throughout the world.
Oh, is it?
It is the International Mountain Bike Association developed a whole. We have tens of thousands of mountain bikers that come to our
I didn't
former
know that.
mine pits.
Wow.
To our former mine pits. We were one of the 3 iron ranges in Minnesota, and and the water came up, absolutely beautiful, and now we have all these mountain bikers coming, and the town has changed. Take an old mining town and miracles happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can YouTube it. There's a YouTube video that explains the
Yeah.
town.
Well, that's where that one big fossil you have, that
Yeah.
came from up in Minnesota, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
From
And a huge, the largest piece of copper we have in our community, because that was brought up from the mines.
Wow.
Yeah. So come up and visit. Not today, not tomorrow.
No, not in the next several months.
Yeah, there's probably 4 days in there that you could. No, I'm sorry, I can't say.
My former partner and I, we used to do a lot of work up in Minnesota, and it always worked out. We'd be up there in the freezing cold because that's when the businesses that we were working for were usually slower.
That's right.
So they didn't have to deal with as many customers, so it was easier to get the videos
Come up
done.
when it's nice, Rob. You'll love it.
Oh, I love it. I do. I've been up there when it's nice. I've been up there in the fall quite a few times
It's
when
beautiful.
the colors are changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best. I mean, that's the best.
No, it's the land of, well, they say 10,000 lakes, but there's actually about 18,000.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of them.
A lot of them.
A lot of lakes up there.
And our lakes now are 400 to 500 feet deep. And so we used to have mining trash, mining stuff. Now they're artifacts. They're known as artifacts. So the world changes.
Wow.
And divers come in and they can dive down 200 to 300 feet and see everything around them. They can go through forests, underwater forests.
That's neat.
And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We are a world-class mountain bike venue.
It's a beautiful state. Beautiful state.
It is. Only one problem, and we've been hearing about it for the last few weeks.
Well, you got to take the good with the bad.
Or come down to Florida.
Come down to Naples. Come down here. Hop in the back of Barb's car.
You're all invited.
There you go.
You're all invited. Absolutely.
Wow.
We'll make a caravan.
There you go.
We'll have a caravan if people come.
Awesome.
down.
Oh yeah. You really do.
Oh yes. Oh.
How are you doing over there, Karen?
I am doing fine.
Doing
It's
fine?
nice to just sit
Anything new and exciting going on?
enjoy Barbara's day. And
How's the horticultural business going?
it's going well,
Yeah.
actually. Tom's been very busy with it,
Nice,
for sure.
nice.
Looking to continue to advertise and to put it together, but so far,
Good, good.
yeah.
Love it.
Just taking a break, enjoying Barbara right now.
There you go. I guess Roy's chair, I think that's going to become the next icon on the beach.
Put a
This
plaque.
chair?
We'll put a
Roy's new
plaque.
chair.
Roy's chair.
We'll put a plaque
chair.
on it for him.
We ought to
Got to get a cushion.
make up a little sign for him and Roy's chair.
Yep. Got to get him a cushion.
You got to watch him though when he gets in it, because he has to plop down into it. And I'm just afraid he's going to.
Maybe we'll put it up on a big mound of sand for him. Raise it up.
Getting by with a little help from his friends.
Exactly.
In this case, a lot of help from his friends.
A lot of help.
Yeah,
Yep. All right.
you guys did it.
I'll see you later.
Have a
Au
good
revoir,
one.
You too.
au revoir.
Shout out to Boston.
Adios.
Adios. Tally ho.
Tally-ho. Onward.
Oh, good people. Barbara and Karen. That was a pretty good beach walk this morning. Early on, we got to see Roy. Chat with Roy. I don't know where he went. He must have sat in his car. I guess we're going to have that chat with the other gentleman that was stationed on the battleship Iowa tomorrow morning. I swore it was going to happen this morning. But that'll be interesting. I'm going to come up here and see where Roy is at. See if he took off. He might have left. He said he was feeling cold this morning. This is where he hangs out, up here at the north end of the park, up in Area 4. Up under the big pines here at the north end of Area 4 by Audrey's bench. His late wife, Audrey. You can see the plaques that he had put on the bench. He had the bench placed here and with the plaques in memory of his late wife, Audrey. Well, he's still here. I see his car over there. I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning. Thanks for tagging along. I hope you learned something from Barbara this morning. She shared a couple little interesting facts with us this morning about shells. It's always fun talking to her. She'll be out here on the beach, right there, now through Friday, from 8 a.m. till 10:30 to talk about shells or whatever else you want to talk about. Talk about Minnesota with her. Give you one more look around. The fog is finally starting to lift. Just being able to see the condos down there to the south. You couldn't even see the trees down there this morning. The fog was so thick. It's supposed to turn out to be a nice clear afternoon though. Nice sunny afternoon. Temperature 80 degrees this afternoon. Wow, it's gonna be hot and sunny. That's the kind of weather that everybody wants. That's what they pay the big bucks for down here. Well, thanks for watching. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Rob Stan. God bless.